Yeah, so the 21st to the 28th of May, we are just going to get straight into the reading. I'm going to be pulling the cards on camera today, so let's see, where do I want to start? I think I'm going to start over here. I'm just going to pull from each deck, and we can read from them afterwards, but in the meantime, specifically, we are finally out of eclipse season and finally out of Mercury retrograde, which is a blessing in and of itself. So this week, you might be feeling just rest and recovery, the need to like sit with the self and maybe even reflect on the things that happened during eclipse season could be helpful. You know, seeing what transitions have met you, what the outcomes have been, how you feel, if you can reflect on maybe any journal entries that you made prior to eclipse season and see if there's anything that happened that you missed or you didn't necessarily see right away. I don't know, I'm just hearing reflection right now. We'll see if that comes up in the reading as well. What's happening this week? Okay, we'll keep those. Flip it back over. It's happening in the week May 21st to May 28th. Okay, thank you. I'll do this one. And one more. And this one. And this one. Okay. So let's see what we have to get into. Let's start with the big cards. So we have the Three of Hearts and the Jack and the Beanstalk. So the Hanged Man is also what the Jack and the Beanstalk would be traditionally in tarot. Regarding this week, like I was saying, kind of reflecting on like the treasure chest you might be sitting on, you know, within eclipse season, you might have come upon some realizations of the self, or realized some limitations that might need to come into more introspection, or more, you know, sitting with the self, sitting with understanding what is really going on. Why was eclipse season so hard, or why did you experience certain things, and sort of like the part we play in our own suffering is kind of what I'm hearing. We have inner power, give me the courage and the power to do what must be done, right? So some realizations are probably going to be coming to you this week of understanding what needs to be done. And I'm hearing boundaries. So again, we might be aware of some things that we're not exactly satisfied with in life. Karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Okay, so we might be aware now of certain things that we're dealing with that can be solved through inner work or through shadow work. I'm hearing even too that you know that you are the treasure chest. You know your worth now. You know the magic that you are, or you have sort of this understanding of your inner power and the treasure that you are, and understanding that offering your treasure to everyone kind of gets you into this hanged man position sometimes, and it could be habitually left over from past lives or just karmic cycles that you're ready to outgrow and you have the power to outgrow. We have cell phone, polish your communication skills, right? So communicating this week is going to be really important with yourself, with your guides, and with others. We have chase, face and embrace the person in the mirror, right? So again, understanding the self, understanding who you want to be. I think this week you're going to be seeing a lot of aspects of your authentic self, which is really exciting because I am working on putting out a reading and guided meditation regarding the authentic self. So if you have a chance, turn on notifications and you'll be able to see when that comes out. We have awareness. Okay, so a lot of things are coming to light this week. A lot of awareness regarding the self and the relationships that you hold with yourself, your communication skills, the people you have in your circle. Yeah, I don't know. This is really exciting. You also have alternative. So it seems like taking a new perspective to something that, to an aspect of your life, going in an alternative route. So really seeing who you are in the mirror, who you want to be, your authentic self, and finding that you can take an alternate route towards your happiness. You don't have to take the mainstream route to where you're trying to go. We have weight of truth. Okay, so sitting with some heavy emotions, some heavy realizations. Some of these things could be really uplifting, and some of them could be not necessarily the opposite of uplifting, but something that just takes a bit of time to sit with and to understand. We have can't be caught. So I think it's really just like a discovery of your magic, your power, your literally your inner power. But like understanding the specificity or the magic in your, like, this world, it's like divinity is kind of coming to you in a new light this week. For smaller tarot cards, we have Six of Wands, Knight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and Justice. Okay, so in these cards, here we have discovering magic, discovery of magic. We have the Knight of Swords with kind of using that magic to fight off this, the part of the self, and I'll call it the ego, because the ego is usually what's shaped from society, what we live in mostly when it comes to existing within society. But using your magic that you find, using the magic you discover, or the perspectives that you discover, the truths that you discover, to fight off sort of this habitual cloud of darkness that you don't really resonate with anymore. When you look in the mirror, you don't see these habits, you don't see these attachments even, or these personality traits that you've built out of protecting yourself. We have Queen of Pentacles, which comes into abundance of truth, abundance of self, abundance of awareness. It's really, really exciting for you. And then again with Justice, you have sort of this balancing of here's the world and here is you. You fit into the world, but also the world only fits into you. Like there's so much room for the world within yourself, and also creating your own world. So like, sorry, I'm trying to be descriptive here, but like, within yourself, having the balance between you and the world. It's really like choosing yourself and letting it balance back out. It seems like previously we've been letting the world have more weight within our mental space, is kind of what it's showing here. The world has a bit more weight, basically. It has more, the word's not coming to me, but it weighs more on our mental health, I guess, is where we're going. So the world has more of an effect on our mental health, there we go, rather than us just letting the world kind of grasp at what it can, and what it doesn't find, it won't have, you know what I mean? Letting these hands fall short of gripping our magic, or even stunning our magic, and letting it be small or stunted. We also have the Eight of Swords, the Hermit, and the Five of Swords. So okay, so with the Eight of Swords, and the Hermit in between the two of them, again, it's kind of like this transformation from feeling like the world is out to get you, the world is against you, or life is just this kind of battle for you right now. You're tied up, things are hard, I'm guessing that eclipse season was a bit harsh maybe, and it maybe pointed out where you actually feel tied up. And then the Hermit being in the middle is that this week for you is going to be it's going to be a week where you kind of find time to sit with the self. I'm hearing that you're going to be journaling, you're going to be meditating, you're going to be doing something that highlights sitting with the self and not searching for this external validation. And then when you re-enter the world at the end of the week, or during the week, or whenever, all of this perspective is going to be bringing you the ability to hold your own. All of these figures are here, like kind of looking in an intimidating way, like this is an intimidating card, but the Five of Swords is showing sort of this change, this midpoint where you decide to go in a different direction. You decide to go in the direction that makes you able to sit at the table and hold your own and feel confident and feel your inner power. No one can look at you and you feel inadequate anymore. Okay, that's what this rest and recovery is. The Hermit is showing you that you come out of all of this suffering, you come out of all of this realization to understand no matter what happens within the world, you are able to hold your own. You are able to hold your own space to make room for your healing, to make room for whatever you want to be. I'm going to put the Hermit up here and take these swords ones maybe away so we can come back to here. But again, holding your own weight, discovering your magic, discovering what it is that makes you feel this kind of solar and radiant energy, what makes you feel like you can do anything, what makes you feel capable of everything. And is it an internal practice? Is it a discipline? Is it a shifting of habits? Again, we were talking earlier about like things that we need to let go of. Some of those habits could be your inner dialogue. Do you really mean what you say when you talk to yourself, when you look in the mirror, embracing the person you see in the mirror? When you look in the mirror, what does that dialogue sound like? And is that the dialogue that you want to continue participating in? And also, in order to get rid of it, can you root out where it started? Did you watch your parents speak to themselves in this way, or even speak to the world in this way? Did you watch the rest of the world? Did the rest of the world speak to you in this way? And so you kind of just picked up on the vernacular and started speaking to yourself in this way. But discovering what makes you feel this solar radiant energy of being like you are the wand. It's not that you need any tools to feel magic. It's realizing that you are the source of magic. You are the magic in your life. And now with that realization that you are this this being of power and I hate to continue to use the word magic because for me it means a lot, but for some people, you know, it's easy to dismiss magic as like fantasy or unrealistic, but divine energy, vibration, whatever you want to call it, that energy that can manifest anything, that energy that can influence any situation, okay, that you are able to seriously defend off anything that is crowding your space, that is making you feel less than. You see the black dots over here are all on the outside of the solar energy. Nothing can permeate that boundary anymore. You build up your connection with yourself so well that whatever comes, whatever storms come to you here, like in this week and also in the future, you're able to put your energy at the forefront and say, I will not engage, okay? I do not resonate with this. This is not for me. I'm not going to engage any longer. Instead of engaging with it out of, you know, chasing external validation or habitual, like craving things that you don't really resonate with, but it's been kind of conditioned into you. I'm hearing a lot regarding like your beauty standard, what you, where you feel beautiful, when you feel radiant, when you feel like a star. Do you feel the need to like prove it to others? Do you feel the need to post it somewhere? Do you feel the need to for others to validate you feeling this beautiful and this radiant? And even if you do post them and you feel them, do you feel instantly gratified just by existing, or does it have to be, again, like supported by others' opinions of you? So this week, discovering, you know, your beautiful light. I see a lot of really bright energy throughout this. So even if it starts with hard realizations or the weight of truth, again, the weight of truth can be hard to sit with sometimes. It can feel like the dark night of the soul. It can feel lonely. It can feel troubling. But when you realize the truth, you no longer have to engage with these greedy hands. You no longer have to engage with the dizzying effect of going round in circles with the world and all of its demands. And with the Queen of Pentacles, again, with alternative too, I feel like these two kind of relate in a specific way. We have Queen of Pentacles and alternative. So Your abundance is coming to you in an alternative way, okay? Previously, you might have envisioned. Okay, sorry, my dogs were barking. Previously, you might have envisioned like a very specific number or a specific kind of abundance, okay? A lot of us, when we go to manifest abundance, we think of money. And there's no shame, like money is the way this world operates currently, but also finding, when you, again, unplug from the world, when you unplug from this madness over here, where else do you find abundance? And what alternative ways can you find abundance? And is it in your communication, I was hearing, but community is what I meant to say. Can you find abundance in your relationships? Can you find abundance in nature? Can you find abundance in time, in healing? I try to really remind you guys, like, the different ways that abundance can come to you, because if you really think about it, if you're trying to manifest one type of abundance, you might be ignoring all of the other kinds of abundance that are present in your life currently, okay? And doing that is kind of what keeps you in the mindset of, I don't have what I'm wishing for, I don't have what I need. And we get stuck in the idea of like needing or craving even, or feeling like we are lacking in the first place, or you know, you're not an effective manifester, which it's an easy mindset to fall into, but it's helpful you can stay away from falling into that mindset, or by putting up the boundary that or even the affirmation within yourself that I am abundant as I am. Okay, I am abundant with life. I am abundant with breath. I'm abundant with resources. Anything you are seeking, whatever, you know, if it is money, if we're talking about money, if the money you want was put it in your hand today, what would you use it for? What would you spend that money on? And is there an alternative route to getting towards what you want on the other side of the money? Because again, maybe you just want a big bank account. Maybe that's your manifestation. So that's one specific thing. But a lot of people, when you're manifesting money, you want the money in order to spend it on something else. And that's what your true manifestation is. So I think focusing on where it is you're trying to go instead of focusing on how you're going to get there, you know what I mean? So say that if you were to get all of your money, you would plant a garden, you would start a garden. So is there a way that you can start using free resources or alternative resources to look up how to propagate plants that you can find locally? It's just, I'm hearing like there are different aspects, there are different routes to get to where you're trying to go, and the one manifestation that you're focusing heavily on is going to be brought into your awareness and kind of shown to you this week that you don't really need it to be one specific thing, and that one specific thing will come as well, you know what I'm saying? The way that you hope for it to come, the money will come as well. But in the meantime, you can start enjoying your life in alternative ways, because waiting for the right conditions to experience joy is putting yourself on the back burner. It's separating you from your joy. Also, so coming over here to justice and awareness, we have a repetition of the spiral, and with awareness we have a like newborn baby in the center, and as it goes out it gets more into like there's animals, there's nature, there's scenery, plants, fish, the sky, the cosmos. It's kind of giving like the idea of accepting oneness with the universe, right? Like what we're all kind of going towards, but like accepting, broadening your awareness to including every single part of the world in your healing, accepting that even the trials and the tribulations, the hard parts of life, they are also a part of your spiral. They are also offering you something to learn. I saw a like little doodle this week that was showing like someone was breaking up, and the person walking away from the big breakup was crying. They were sad, but they said, well, that was a good lesson to learn, you know? And it's like having an appreciation for even the hard parts of life is what the weight of the truth really is. You're allowed to grieve, you're allowed to feel your emotions and feel heartbroken, of course, but also understanding that those lessons come to you for a reason. Those lessons want to help you get closer to your awareness, closer to your understanding, closer to the truth. Again, so facing the person in the mirror and giving you give me the courage and the power to do what must be done so that you can't be caught. I feel like these three are all kind of one message. The inner power to recognize the beauty that you shine within. Let me read this one. Let me read this one from the book, because this is my newest deck and I always love how they are. What number is that? 10. Okay, so it says, can't be caught. You are movement, and your movement allows you to better explore how you fit into this world. Dance on, little darling. You are completely free in this moment, in this time, and you are shining your lovely grace on everything you touch. We see hands from all around trying to grasp you as you dance out into the sky. Hands that want to take part in your magic, hands that want to slow you down, hands that want to bring you down to earth. You are too fast, no one can catch you, and no one can tame you or slow you down. It's time for a solo journey, so put on your dancing shoes and wiggle your way out into your own personal cosmos. Enjoy the nectar of freedom and discovery. Okay, amazing. So it's kind of doubling up on the hermit energy of just doing whatever the hell you want to do, finding the inner power and the courage to do whatever you want to do. And this is also a huge karma cycle for a lot of people right now, is doing whatever you want to do and doing it guilt-free, okay? And when the guilt comes up, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. Don't shame yourself for feeling guilty. It's a natural thing. You're healing cycles. These emotions are going to come through, and but let them continue to cycle. Let it be a process. Let every single part of it be a flowing movement instead of, oh, it's coming up, I need to stay here because it's present. No, accept it, let it flow through you, and let it go. That's what this balance is kind of showing you again, is seeing that there are going to be as many happy times as there are sad. So whichever one you're in, if you're happy right now, if you're sad right now, accept that they exist together. It's not so much about duality, it's about awareness of both of them existing at the same time. And yeah, I think that that's a beautiful thing to go into your week with, is having this self-discovery and freedom and inner power, and really exploring the sides of doing whatever you want to, doing exactly what feels good to you, doing what resonates with the person in the mirror, and also kind of allowing yourself, your soul, to guide you to your healing, instead of saying to yourself, okay, I need to do this in order to be better, and in order to be the best version of me. Instead, you can kind of let go. Maybe these are your hands too, of trying to be very controlling on how you heal and how well you do it. Even over here, these hands, instead of gripping, instead of grabbing, they're all being used to weave. So the things that you're experiencing are kind of creating this web, this flower of life of your experience. You need the bad ones along with the good ones in order to have a whole experience. And then again, appreciating the experience of the negative ones and just seeing it as an experience instead of seeing yourself as the victim of an experience. Ask yourself, what could I possibly be learning from this? What could I possibly be taking in from this? And I think that goes on to say that when we are subjected to poor behavior by others, it's kind of, again, testing us. The universe is testing us to say, okay, will you be strong enough, or will you be courageous enough to build up a boundary for yourself and then respect your boundary that you've built, and you know what I mean, and stand by it? Will you disregard this person because you know better, because you know your power now? You have the inner power to validate yourself, and only need that, and continue to spin in circles instead of the dizzying effect, you know what I mean? You're dancing in circles. It feels liberating instead of confusing and nauseating. Yeah, I've been like kind of just straight firing it this whole time. I think it's really radiant and powerful energy for you guys this week. I'm really excited to hear if you are experiencing this, or if any of it resonates. Please leave a comment below, because this is like huge transformational energy of this awareness, the weight of the truth. A lot of things are coming to the surface for you, and it's liberating you. It's not weighing you down. This weight of the truth is not weighing you down. Let me read this one too, might as well. Let's see, 75. This one says, when you are a high priestess, you are a keeper of secrets, ones that not everyone can handle hearing. When you see the truth, the weight of falsehoods carried deep in communities and structures can put a weight on you. It can be overwhelming. All you can do is what you feel is right. Part of seeing the truth is about acceptance too. Okay, so exactly. A really hard part of living in this world with the greedy hands and knowing you're a star, knowing you have so much potential, and even knowing that each of these hands have the potential to feel this freedom too. That weight is hard to carry. But again, shifting your mind state back into your inner power rather than over grieving or grieving over the things you cannot change. Some people are comfortable in their misery. That's a hard pill to swallow, and sometimes it's the people you love the most, you know. But again, it's the universe subjecting you to accepting yourself, you know, loving yourself enough, giving yourself everything that you need in order to feel fulfilled. You are a spiritual person. You have access to spiritual information, and that's why you feel alone sometimes, because people just aren't on that same level as you. And that's not a bad thing. They can get to that level, but that's their responsibility. You are your own responsibility, and you are your only responsibility. If they come and they ask for help, of course, offer it as much as you can. Shine your light. You'll offer it without even trying to necessarily. You are the star in the sky. But in the meantime, when people block their light or block their eyes from your light, or they say you're too bright, don't take it personally. That's not about you, that's about them. They're not ready for the light. That's okay. You can still dance in your circles and feel beautiful and feel the alternative sources of abundance. Again, working on our communication skills this week is kind of, I think one part of communication skills is knowing when not to speak, knowing when not to continue down a path, because it's only going to lead you to feeling more crazy and dizzy. There are certain people that you might be interacting with this week, and I think it's the two sides. Do you feel this sort of like ring around the rosy? And I know that that's not a very happy child tale, but it's kind of like, is it a joyful exchange, or do you feel confused and like, what the hell, I need to cut myself down from this, you know? And sometimes you only know at the end of the experience, and that's okay. That's part of the karmic cycle and part of the idea, you know, again, with the balance of understanding that you're going to feel both ways. You're going to experience two, and maybe that's what's happening this week, is the highlight of experiencing both ones, so that next week you'll know in the beginning, okay, last time it started off this way and then I ended up like this, so maybe I just want to back off, or even just have more reservations about this, or it felt like this last time, so I can feel really good and safe and comfortable here. Yeah, I think having boundaries that are not rooted in trust issues is kind of a big one that we're going to be working on this week, you know. Untying ourselves, untying what we've felt wrapped up in. Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man, or Jack and the Beanstalk as in this case, kind of give off the same energy of just feeling like, how did I get here? How did I let someone tie me up this tightly? How do I feel, you know, either upside down, and this did come reversed, so it could be, how do I feel completely upside down? How do I feel in complete opposition of this person? And again, it's probably going to be someone that you love, or someone that you care about, or someone that you want to love or care about, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. Sometimes you can love someone from afar, you can love people through your boundaries, but it's really about loving yourself at the end of the day, because allowing yourself to get tied up like this for the sake of loving someone else means you're disregarding loving yourself, and that's where it becomes problematic to your soul, and that's where the weight of the truth becomes more disheartening than it does enlightening. Yeah, I think that that's what I'm going to leave you with this week. That was kind of a lot of information. So again, I would suggest journaling if you can at the beginning of your week, or even checking back in throughout the week with this video to keep this kind of in mind, because again, when you're in these situations, it's going to be hard to, it's always hard to remember like what is currently going on, what is the point of all of this. But these little leaves that are growing throughout is showing you the abundance that truly is coming to you. You are growing in experience, you have an abundance of experience right now, and that's what the world is trying, or that's what the universe is trying to tell you or offer you. But being able to stay balanced and being able to say, I don't know what I'm doing right now, or I don't know what's going on, I don't know what I should be doing, but having the inner power to know that the answers are coming to you, or maybe there is no answer, you know, sitting with the weight of it, things just are up in the air sometimes, and maybe you're just supposed to be experiencing rather than knowing. There's a lot of different sides to it, but again, I suggest journaling. I suggest sitting with yourself and getting clear on your boundaries or your understanding, or even at the end of your day, each day this week, writing down what category each experience kind of falls into. Was it the Three of Hearts, or was it the Hanged Man? Did you feel joy, or did you feel confused or nauseated, you know? And maybe it was a little bit of both. It's the universe, babe. It's gonna be confusing. In the meantime, though, check out my Patreon or my Pinterest if you would like a affirmations list for this week. I make one every week, for every reading, including or that I do, but you can save it. I like to use it as like a phone screen for the week, or like a lock screen, so that I can remember again like what I might be experiencing or my intentions for the week. So I will link that all in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful week either way. I love you so much. Bye-bye.